Hey guys, it's this little cloth here, and today inside of this Monster Legends Leaks video, I have all of the information for the upcoming ZHC event, as well as a ton of new mythic movesets, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So the ZHC event will most likely be starting within the next few weeks, and we actually have all of its combos now, so you can see all of them right here. Out of all of these, I suggest either the first one if you're a new player, or if you have this combo right here, where you can get Undead Mr. Beast, definitely do that one. And overall, this event is going to be very good, so definitely try to get ZHC because he seems like a pretty good monster. And if you don't want to breed him, you can also buy gems and give cells to yourself and your entire team, so definitely do that if you can. And now let's get into some of these movesets. So the first moveset is for Royal Magus. So the first decent move seems like this one: removes all negative status effects from one ally, applies a random positive status effect to one ally. So removing negative status effects is really good. Any monster that has that is usually top tier. So let's move on to the next one. The next decent move is Eye of Truth. Removes all negative status effects from all allies. Gives 20% stamina to all allies. That's a really good move. Definitely an upgrade from the last one. And then we have Eye of Distance. Deals moderate magic damage to all enemies. Applies nature and magic weakness. That's not that good. And then we have Royal Vision. Applies true vision to all allies. Gives 50% stamina and stamina regen. That's pretty decent. This monster's best move is definitely Eye of Truth, though, with the remove all negative status effects. That's a really good move. And then we have a special Inner Eye, deals heavy magic damage to all enemies, removes 100% stamina, and applies vulnerable to all enemies, and gives one extra turn. That's a pretty all-around decent move. The extra turn definitely makes it better than without it. And then we have that it is a magic support with damage boost and stamina refill skills. We do already know that because we just saw his moveset. So now let's move on to Jakuna Hai's moveset. So the first decent move is probably removes tortures and heals all allies by 30%. That's a pretty decent move. And then we have Spiritual Veil. Deals moderate fire damage to one enemy, removes positive status effects from one enemy, applies shock to one enemy. Overall, that's a pretty good move too. I like that. And the removing positive status effects, like on the last monster, that is really good. And then we have Insomnia. Deals low fire damage to all enemies, applies damage reduction to all enemies. That's really good. So they can't even do any damage. So that's an amazing move. Then we have Soul Feint, deals low fire damage to all enemies, remove positive status effects from all enemies, applies shock to all enemies. That is an amazing move. Definitely good against extra turners too, since it applies shock. And then we have Corrupted History, deals heavy fire damage to one enemy, removes positive status effects from one enemy twice, and then applies curse to one enemy. That is a very good move. I really like that. And then we have his ultimate, deals heavy fire damage to all enemies, removes positive status effects from all enemies, and applies total damage reduction to all enemies. That's a really good move too. And of course it is a fire support with area dodge as a trait, which is going to be very good. Area dodge is a super good trait. So definitely try to get this monster. And then we have a Chooser Path for Josh Stub for all and Undead Mr. Beast for owners only. So if you have Undead Mr. Beast, you can try to rank him up. And if you don't, you can try to get Josh Stub. And then we have Hammer Groms moveset. The first decent move seems like it would actually be his last move. Applies Megaton damage boost to itself. So I guess this monster is going to be a Megaton monster, so it's not really going to do much besides that, because if you look at these, all it really does is Sunburn, Daze, Sunburn, damage protection, which is, damage protection is good and the skill mirror is good, but the Sunburn and the Daze aren't really that good. So yeah, Metal Tank with Megaton and Skill Armor. And then we have that next season's multiplayer monster will be Royal Magus. We actually just looked at this monster's moveset, so definitely try to get this monster. It definitely seems pretty good, and it will have possession immunity, it'll have super tuned, and it'll have a random elemental weakness on all enemies, so that's really good. And now let's move on to Wormhole's moveset. So the first decent move for this monster seems like Corrupted Petroglyph. Deals moderate nature damage to all enemies, removes shields, and applies nanovirus to all enemies. That's a really good move. And then we have Moonshine, applies total blind, sunburn, and poison to one enemy. That's decent. Then we have Ricinus Oil, deals moderate nature damage to all enemies, disables trait, and applies blind to all enemies. That's a really good move. And then we have My Hated Trait, deals heavy nature damage to one enemy, disables trait, removes shield, and applies nanovirus. That's a really good move. And then we have his ultimate, applies pierce to itself, disables trait, and removes 75% of total life from one enemy. That's an amazing special. So overall, this monster seems really good. It has trait disable, shield break, and blind skills, as we already saw. So yeah, that is going to be all of the leaks for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.